New member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Brian Urlacher, was recently back in Albuquerque to take part in his golf fundraiser with ESPN Radio 1017 The Team. I had an opportunity to speak with Brian about the recent ceremonies in Canton, Ohio, and talk about growing up playing football in Lovington, New Mexico. College Hall of Fame induction, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Have you had a chance to soak all this in? What kind of year has it been?
It's been busy. Getting ready for the NFL or the Pro Hall of Fame was it was a big ask. We had a lot of stuff to do, but it was so cool to be there that weekend and meet all the current Hall of Famers and obviously my class going in. The College Hall of Fame was just, I think, icing on the cake for me. Because I wasn't sure how that worked, and then I was informed I was going to get inducted. Just a cool thing. The NFL, I keep saying NFL. So Pro Football Hall of Fame, but I keep saying NFL. It's unbelievable. I never, if you would ask me when I started playing if thought I could end up there, I would have told you heck no. But to end up there and be enshrined in Canton forever is pretty awesome.
Is there a moment from that weekend at the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremonies that stands out?
The Rain HQ luncheon on Friday, was only gold jackets are allowed in the room, and a lot of the guys, the rookies, my class, weren't allowed to talk, so we just sat there and listened, which I didn't want to talk anyway. But to hear Joe Namath get up and speak, Michael Irvin spoke, Chris Carter, Aeneas Williams, Warren Sapp said some stuff, Anthony Munoz, all these different guys. There's a who's who of everyone in that room, so to hear them get up and say some things was pretty cool.
How humbling is it to be in a room like that with those guys?
Like I said, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, there's Dick Buckus, there's Mike Singletary, Emmett Smith just walked by, and I know all of them, but to be in the same room with all of them, it's very humbling and very eye-opening.
Now, you said you weren't allowed to talk as a rookie at that function. When you go back to this function, what will be correct? But what will be your advice to the incoming class?
I have no idea. At that point, they've already gotten everything. The hard work's over. All they have to do is get their speech on Saturday. But leading up to there, it's a lot of work getting ready for that. You got to get your families all lined out, get your party squared away. Once you get there, logistics of getting your family from place to place and hotels, and it's a lot goes into it. I'm lucky my wife was up to the task.
What do you remember most about your high school career at Lovington, whether it be football, basketball?
Football. Football was the greatest. So you played with the same guys from 8th grade all the way through our senior year. It's the same class, and we stuck together. We were 0-5 in 8th grade, 2-5 in 9th grade, and then seniors we won state. We were 14-0. So it's pretty cool to see our class just stay together and get better every year. But some of my best friends are from high school still today. And basketball was fun too. Track, everything that we did was fun back then.
We've seen highlights from your high school playing days. One in particular that keeps getting played over and over is that interception against Silver.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I remember. Well, so they scored in the first drive of the game. They went down and scored a touchdown on the first drive of the game. I was like, well, and we're undefeated. We're pretty good. I was like, whoa, these guys are legit. We went down and kicked a field goal, and they got the ball back. And I think that's when I got the pick on the next series. So I don't know if it was second or third down. But there was a guy in the background from Silver who kept signaling like it was a penalty or something on the play. I couldn't figure out what was going on with the play, but it was a big play because they were up 7-3 with the ball. So, and we've been up beating 24-7. So.
When you're growing up in a place like Lovington, like you said, playing with the same group of guys, learn how to play football, growing up through the program, admiring the Friday Night Lights, then you get to playing them. Did you ever have dreams of playing pro football, getting to the Hall of Fame?
The Hall of Fame was definitely an afterthought for me, but I think every kid wants to play pro football. And any kid who laces them up in high school or any level dreams about playing pro football. You don't know if you're going to make it or not. It's so hard to make it. There's so few guys that make it through. You guys stay healthy, number one. A lot of things have to go right for you. You got to work hard, be a decent athlete, and just like I said, stay healthy. And a lot of things have to go right for you.
How would you characterize football in New Mexico and southern New Mexico in particular at the high school level?
When I grew up, it's different now than it was when I grew up. Artesia was still good. Lovington, we were really good back then. There was a streak there after I left. I think they won 3 or 4 state championships out of 5 years. It's different now. They've changed the classifications. I think from what I hear, all the good teams are from the north, from Albuquerque and above. So we got some work to do down there, but it was good football throughout the state that we played. So my junior year, we played a game in Tehachapi in the playoffs. My senior year, went to Theroux and played in the playoffs. So you travel for those playoff games, you have to travel a little bit.
And yet you still continue to give back to the Lovington program and the community. What drives you with that?
It's where I'm from. It's home to me. It's always going to be home to me. Everyone's gone now. My family's gone out of there. We live in Arizona now, but still, I always consider that place home.
And Growing up, coming out of Lovington, everyone knows the story that, only one scholarship offer when New Mexico came knocking on the door. Do you ever imagine that what would have happened if that wouldn't have even been the case?
I'm going to go ahead and say it would not have worked out as good for me if I went somewhere else. It's going to be hard to top what happened to me, with college, playing as well as I did in college and get drafted in the first round, and my NFL career went the way it went. I really have a hard time believing if I go somewhere else, it happens better. I don't think it happens.
What's next for you? You've accomplished everything.
Yeah, career-wise, that's done, obviously, but my kids are still growing, 17, 13, 12-year-olds, so we stay busy with that. Love to fish, love to golf and travel, so I don't know, I'm not bored yet, which is good. Once I start getting bored, we'll start figuring something out, but I'm having a good time right now.
And where's the gold jacket, and how often you plan to break it out?
Well, I'm not going to break it out hardly at all, I don't think. I wore it, after that weekend, I needed to get it dry cleaned because it was all sweaty. So I took it to dry cleaners, and now it's in the closet where it will stay.